Bloodlust is a kind of popular level, maybe you've heard of it, I don't know. But it's a level that when released was known for being really, really hard. And so naturally, the legitimacy of the first player to beat a level of this monumental difficulty would be put into question. And so some in the community accused the Verifier Nobleboy of hacking the level.
His thing is hitting the spike.
And back all the way 5 years ago when the level was first released, I remember watching a video of an anti-exposal. Now I don't know whether the video on screen is the actual one, it's missing out a crucial detail, that being that these spikes here are actually not quite as difficult as they may look. If I go into the editor here, you can notice that these are what the spikes look like, but these are the actual spikes. They are shifted down ever so slightly. And this therefore means that the hitboxes is slightly lower than it looks. And ever since I discovered that 5 years ago, I had the idea of making a level that is easier than it looks. The thing is though, I actually never got around to making it. So 5 years later, here we are. Today, I'm going to build a level that looks really, really difficult, but is actually not that hard at all. Let's get into the editor. I have a couple ideas for what I want to do in this level. It's basically just going to be a challenge level. It's not going to be anything like too massive. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go with 194 start offset using the falling mists. I think that's a pretty good like point of the song. All right, I want to start off with a timing that looks absolutely impossible. Maybe you start off as mini. The only main rule I'm going to set for myself is I can't make stuff invisible because I don't know, I feel like it would be a little bit too easy if I did that. So what I'm going to do, right, is I'm going to have a block that has a group of, I'll make a group 2, and then this group will move 4 blocks across and then 1 block up, like so. And then I'll have it ease out, maybe. No easing, no easing. Nice. Okay, so what you have to do is you have to like buffer off the edge of there. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to enable hitbox trail like so I can like get an idea of where the hitboxes actually go. And then I can fill this in with a couple spikes like that or something. That looks like a really tight jump, but I think, yeah, if you just hold off of there, you should survive that. That's a good first jump, I think. Yeah, I think that's decent. And then I want to go into a ship here because I feel like a ship could be like very interesting for this kind of a challenge, right? So one of my ideas as well involves the decoration. So I'm going to like set a bit of a background color here to be a nice, no, I'm not going for hell themed as much as I want to with this song. Oh, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And let's come up with a bit of a spike design here because I have an idea for this. Okay, so designing this spike was interesting. I tried a number of different things, but ultimately in the end decided to go with something as simple as possible. I decided to go simple with it because I didn't want to sit there for hours decorating this challenge. I wanted it to be based on the gameplay and just on being easier than it looks rather than trying to make it look amazing, right? One of the main pieces of decoration were these bits of glow here, which I extended off the spike a little bit to make it, get this, look a lot harder than it actually is. I also added this little guy in there, but I'd come back to this spike design and get rid of that eventually. But for now, I was decently happy with it. I want to use a lot of, is it these ones that have the dumb hitbox or is it these ones? Yeah, so I want to use a lot of these two saw blades here because they are the main ones that have a really stupid hitbox. The rest of these are like fairly reasonable. So I could do a straight fly that's a bit like that. And that looks like very, very difficult in normal mode, I'd imagine, but I don't think it's actually too bad. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like super hectic and super intense, but it's actually not that bad. So I think I want to use a lot of those saw blades. I'm not gonna lie. I think that would be quite neat. Maybe I don't want to do a straight fly through them yet, at least. I'll have like a bunch of them you have to control around, like this type of thing. But then I want to have a quote unquote straight fly here, which will be a little bit like this. Maybe even a little bit more open than that, like that or something. But I want to have some slopes that kind of go over the outside of them and make them look so much tighter than they actually are. Like that or something. You know what, I'm gonna get rid of these designs in here because I want to go simple. Like I want to be as simple as I can with this design. So I'm even going to get rid of like the bits of glow on the inside, but I will keep these bits of glow on the outside just to make it look a little bit more intense still, right? The issue is that they look like a background. So I need to use like some of the colored things. Maybe I could do these and have them be like one and like just blending. It gives a bit more depth. Yeah, I'll make it a little bit darker. Sure. And then even to accentuate that, I can add a bunch of glow that like goes on the top of this. So it looks a little bit more hectic. Yeah, I think that's cool. Okay. I feel like these spikes need to be a little bit tighter, and then I can have like some pillars that come down that are actually like the pillar design. It's glowy and generic, but you know what? This challenge isn't about decorating, is it? It's about just being harder than it looks. Yeah. I might even be able to like take this, flip it and then just chuck it there. Yeah, that honestly looks really nice. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do then. Too easy, dude, too easy. That looks nice, okay. And I like how it bleeds into this structure a little bit as well. Adds a little bit more like interesting decoration, right? I feel like these need a little bit more design, so I might give them just like this or something, just to, I don't know, help them out a little bit. Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna use these. I'm going to use the bigger ones because they are bigger, and so therefore it looks like a bigger hazard. And then I can probably just like, I don't know, I'll use these ground spikes because I can have a little bit more freedom with them. I think I'm also going to go ahead and let me just link this together, and I'm gonna chuck another one of these structures like in here maybe, just to like break up the design a little bit, right? All right, so we've got two main things that like make it look heaps harder than it actually is. I could go into like a wave here. Yeah, let's go into a wave. What I want to do is I'll use like, I don't know what slopes, dude. Well, let me just make a layout for this first. And then what I can do is I can use the snap feature of this. Yeah, like that. Scale it down so it looks a little bit nicer. This will be like kind of tough, you know, it's kind of difficult, that timing. But then what I can do is I can measure that right there, and I can make this just stupidly tight, like that level of tight, but like around that portal, right? Like probably something like that. The issue is the portal's in here now. Oh, I guess I could probably like, yeah, oh, I'll do this. Okay, so have that there so that kind of surrounds the portal, and that should take you up, like no matter how you go into that, you should survive that perfectly fine. And I can have a bunch of timings like that, right? Yeah, dude, oh my god, that looks so tight, but realistically, it's like so free. And then I'll literally just like copy paste this. And then it's time to incorporate these pillars once again, because you know, we gotta make it tight, you know, it's gotta be tight. Do like that gap, but it's actually that gap. I mean, that's still kind of tight, so maybe not that, but I'll do like that maybe. And then maybe from here, I'll make it go into like a cube. Yeah, you know what? I might go into a cube from here. Actually, before I work on that cube, I should probably decorate this real quick. I have an idea for this. Give me a sec. Alright, I've added in the extra ground spikes here and finished off this design, and I think it's looking pretty decent, not gonna lie. You know what, let's look at the whole level so far. May as well, right? It is absolutely a lot easier than it looks, dude. I should have died like 5 times, it feels like, but no. These slopes look so dumb because I don't have glow on them, but I can't be bothered to add glow to them because slope glow is a royal pain. What if I do something like this as well? If I do something like that kind of sticks through it, and then I'll chuck that there as well, and then I can like kind of put that on some of these slopes as well, like that, just to kind of help like add a little bit to it, right? It looks a little bit tighter that way as well, which is good, but it just, I don't know, it makes it look a little bit more interesting, I feel like, than just what it was before, right? I'm gonna move on from that, and let's go to this cube part here. Yeah, I can get away with the can't let go timing there, dude, definitely. And then you'll hit an orb here, which will go into like a reverse portal with a pad in it or something. If you just hold out of that there, then it kind of like bounces you around a bunch, right? That could be interesting, yeah. And then have some fake orbs in there that you're not meant to hit, you're just meant to hold the whole time. A H block in here. I'm trying to add as much like variation to this as I possibly can, right? And then I'll add a really late orb timing, but the catch is that there's a block underneath. So it's like not nearly as bad as it seems, right? Yeah, it seems really difficult, but the block just makes it so much easier. And then maybe you'll go into like a orb spam like this, but it's UFO, so the gravity is like, makes it so much easier. Yeah, that's good. That's good. All right. And then I can do something like this, but then have it look a bit tighter than it actually is. I don't know. Yeah, dude, if you can't spam that quickly, you've got issues, alright? Just do these. It's decoration, guys. I swear it's deco. Look at this. Okay, so now I think that's probably pretty good for the deco for this, or the gameplay for this part. Now it's time to move on to the deco. I'm gonna do like some bigger structures in here. Not sure what I'm gonna do for them, but I'll work it out. They're gonna be like floating blocks, I think. So I'm gonna have also another bigger structure like down here, which you can just kind of add to the intimidation factor, right? Yeah. Let's come up with a design for these floating blocks here, which I might just use like these or something. Give them a bit of glow up the top like so, and then, hey, that rhymed. Just chuck a block behind them, maybe just to like make it feel a bit more solid. I'm really tempted to just go in like this and then add one of those in there. no, I'm not doing it. I'll do it. It looks so much better, dude. I don't know whether this is bending the rules a lot or not, but I'm going to go ahead and just add one of these blocks in here. I want the detail to be black blending, so you can't actually see it. You can only see this line down the bottom, but that'll be covered up by like ground spikes here. I'd like to make these connect to the ground somehow, and I'll do that probably with just literally do straight lines to the ground. Yeah, you know what? I think that works. That's clean. Okay, I'm not really happy with this design here. I need to indicate that there's a block down there, I reckon. If I use these ones, it'll be very obvious, I feel like. Kind of exactly what I want though. And then I can just make it like object, but a lot darker, so it's less noticeable, right? But it's still decently noticeable, so you know like there's stuff down there, right? And then I'll do something like this, and then have those in there. Could do the underside with something like this. I think that's kind of an interesting design for the bottom. And then I can kind of copy that over to like, I don't know, a couple other gaps. I really like adding detail where I can just kind of chuck just a bunch of different stuff together and then like just make it work, you know? That's kind of my favorite way of designing stuff in this game. Just kind of adding detail bit by bit like that, right? Okay, cool. This is starting to look quite neat. And now I need to come up with a block design here. Yeah, let's just do some bricks. I'll add some glow. Yeah, some glow always helps. Maybe some backing blocks as well. Good start, good start. And then what I'll do probably is maybe add some of these across the top. Could work, but make them like to hue down a little bit, brightness up and saturation down slightly. That looks horrible. Maybe I'll make that black. Yes, but I want to make that maybe behind the bricks. Yeah, like that. Oh, okay, that works a little bit nicer. I like that. Okay, I can add something down the bottom. I'm not sure what yet. Yeah, sure, that works. Very simple design, but I think that'll do the trick. Yeah, and you know what? I think I might just go ahead and be a bit lazy and copy the design of this structure to the other pillars, because again, this isn't a decoration challenge, all right? This is just yeah. Okay, there's a couple issues with this. First of all, I built the thing to the completely wrong lines. Like the cube doesn't have lines, so... And this area is looking a little bit bare as well, I'm not gonna lie. So I might take some of these bricks and kind of just, I don't know, make them kind of go down like this or something. That looks decent, yeah, that little pillar going through there. I'm gonna do a similar thing here instead of whatever I did here. And last but not least, I'm going to add some orb design, which is literally just gonna be these spiky ones, because you can't deny these spiky ones, dude. I'll do one more straight fly, and then I might call it there. Yeah, okay. And in order to get there, I'm just going to do a bunch of just like invisible blocks here that kind of just boop, boop. Actually, you know what? No, I've got one more idea and I really, really want to do it. It shouldn't be too difficult to pull off. It shouldn't take too long, but I really want to do this. Oh yeah, do you like my ball icon? I was kind of just screwing around with trying to make it more better like ball. I don't know. I'll improve it in the future, but for now, that's what it's looking like. Okay, what I want to do here is I want to make a ball maze, but the only times you have to click are when there's orbs. Like you never actually flip your gravity as the ball. It's only hitting orbs, right? It's just auto for ages until eventually you just have to hit one more orb. And then from here, I want you to go into a ship and that'll be the final straight fly. Yeah, okay. Okay, so now that I've got this, I want to come up with a design for the block here. So I'm going to start off, because I'm going to make it 3D, of course. You know I will. 3D line, I'll copy the color of the background, but like a lot darker, a lot more saturated. So it's like that type of thing, yeah. And then for the block itself, I don't know, have I used one of these blocks in a while? No, not really. So I'll use one of these. Not actually give it a backing block for once, but I will go ahead and add in a bit of glow there. Yeah, that's probably good for the design, honestly. So now I'm going to copy paste that, but remove the solid structure and add in some fake ones here. These have to be object color, which I think I can actually, I'm pretty sure I can get object color if I copy the values from that and then paste them there. You can see that actually gives them objects, which should be like impossible, right? Let's first of all put the real blocks in the correct places, shall we? Okay, so now that I've got all of the real blocks in place, it's time to literally just spam around these fake blocks. I think I can do free move and snap to kind of like place these around in a bunch of different places, right? Look at this amazing ball memory, dude. God, how did like Viperin get away with doing this for like a part in Supersonic and every Sonic level? Like it is so easy to make these. Okay, and then I'll just add like, you know what, let's use the animated ones. I don't use those enough. So I'm gonna put that on T2 and then just kind of go over everything. Cool, let's see what that looks like to play in normal mode, because I don't know, it shouldn't be too bad considering it's literally just click the orb simulator, but it's a little bit hard, but it's not Again, it's not nearly as hard as it looks, right? It's literally just clicking the orb. Now let's go into the final ship part, which, you know what? I am just going to copy paste this design here. I will do a slightly different, like, pillar design here. I'll use these things, give them a bit of a backing block, because for some reason RobTop was like, yeah, everything should be slightly transparent in this game. Literally every single block. And then, of course, you know, we're adding some glow over the top. Like, what else would you expect, dude? What else would you expect? Just went from looking mid to good. Like, what else could you ask for? Actually, you know what? Instead of doing that, maybe, what I'll do is I'll take inspiration from Bloodlust, and it'll be like this open of a straight fly, right? Like, it won't be that tight, but I'll take some black slopes, half space them over there and position them in place, and then just make that like as part of the design and just make it look super tight. Yeah. And then I could even like make this go down by a full block over the course of the part. So like it kind of curves downwards. That looks super intense. I really, really like that. Okay. I'll make them 7 and 7 as well. I might go ahead and actually just change the color of these a little bit because I want it to be like true black and then like whatever these spikes are, right? So that's actually black, but these slopes are like not quite, so you can kind of tell the difference there, right? And then I'll add some bushes here just to kind of like accentuate the scariness, right? Yeah. Yeah, like that. I think that's pretty decent because that looks tight and scary, but it's not too bad, right? What if I put in a couple of these pillars here to kind of separate it a bit? And then I'm gonna copy paste these spikes from over here. A lot of copy paste going on in today's video, but that's okay, that's fine. Copy paste these spikes onto here, just make it look, once again, a little bit tighter than it actually is. Maybe I could also do something like this where it kind of goes down, boom, to there, and then we have something below here, which could be interesting. Nice. Okay, yeah, I think that's cool. I think that's cool. So I'm gonna do the same design on the top half now. The ultimate monster. Oh. All right, cool. I've got that design in here. Let's see what that looks like in normal mode. I hope it looks kind of funny. Yeah, that looks funny as. I love that. Okay. And that looks intense as well, that last little straight fly. Okay, and then from there, we need to fill in this space a little bit, which I might just take some of these saw blade designs to do. Add a couple exclamation marks in, because why not? Yeah, okay. I'm going to select all of this level. I'm not going to bother with fading or entering stuff, and I'm going to turn glow off. This first block here. Oh, I forgot to design this, dude. Something like this, yeah. And then I'll just make all of that group 2, chuck it there, get rid of that. And then the last thing I want to do before I call this complete, I know I always say last thing, but I'm going to go ahead and add a couple background color changes and pulses here. All right, I put in a couple just basic color changes, nothing too special, just, I don't know, makes it feel a little bit more interesting, right? And yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to call this complete. Let's verify it. Nice. Easy, dude, easy. This level is impossible until you play it, lol. Alright, I'm gonna upload this and let's share the level. Alright, cool. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I had a pretty good time recording it. This is an idea I've had for a really, really long time, like I said at the beginning of the video, and it feels really nice to have it finally done. And I'm actually really happy with how the level turned out. Like, visually, it's not the greatest thing in the world, but it still looks decent, you know? But anyway, I'm gonna end this one off here. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really hope you enjoyed it. Huge thank you to all of the members, as always, especially Cool Guy. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you later.